Set my head on fire. Smell my soul is burning. My favorite experiences using extroverted feeling as an INTP are simple things, just helping people with basic tasks like volunteering, working with a group, helping them do something like, hey, Andrew, could you pass me this thing? I mean, I remember when I was 3 years old once, I loved this so much. Such a good memory. I was 3 years old. Okay. At a church event. I didn't know what they were doing, but they were setting up for a church event, and I was just running around like, hey, what can I help you with? What can I help you with? What can I help you with? And he's like, yeah, can you go tell Pam in the kitchen that the silverware is ready? I'm like, yeah, okay. Hey, Pam. Yeah. John says the silverware is ready. She's like, okay, thanks. Tell him I said thank you. And I'm like, I run back. I'm sure it looks cute to everyone, but I just love that sort of thing. And I think that's just something that is core to my personality. And I'm pretty sure that is what it means to have extroverted feeling in the INTP way. Extroverted feeling, we used in this way, I would say in my experience, is the best way to process your emotions as an INTP. I have never found it to work to think in my head or meditate. That does help to some extent, but by far the most effective and quickest way is to work in some sort of everyday, concrete context. Like I said, volunteering, helping someone. So what you want to do if you're feeling kind of like emotionally is to figure out not texting someone, not talking on the phone. You need to meet face to face in person with someone. Interact with them. I don't care if it's like, hey, can I mow your lawn for you? Can I cook you dinner? Can I do this, do that? Now, the catch is I have to feel like that the person actually feels helped. So I can't tell them that it's like it helps me to help them. And so I just have to, well, maybe it does a little bit, but for the most part, I think specifically introverted feeling users are the most effective people for this. So if you can find an FP of some sort, ESFP, ISFP, ENFP, INFP. And then, of course, you've also got INTJs, ENTJs, and ESTJs and ISTJs. At this point, this is just a theory, although so far it's backed up anecdotally. But to really test a theory, I always make sure to make myself look for disconfirming evidence. It's proven that is the most efficient and fastest way to come to the truth on something. So how could it be wrong that volunteering at a soup kitchen or helping concession stands or working with a team, helping people in a church could be actually not helping you process your emotions or not helping you develop your extroverted feeling? Well, one possible reason is maybe extroverted feeling isn't real. Is there any evidence for that? It is hard to prove a negative, if it's possible at all. But usually the way you prove it is look for another solution. So what you actually do is you look for another solution that is a positive, that if this positive is true, then this is no longer possible. So is there some situation that exists that would make the idea of extroverted feeling irrelevant? Or is there some idea like maybe the way emotions work when you interact with other people, it's not actually like that? So let's try to think of, neuroscience, mirror neurons. You're interacting with someone else. When you interact with someone else, they reflect their energy back at you, and there's the psychological reciprocity of like if you're happy, it tends to rub off on them. If the other person's in a bad mood, it tends to rub off on you. I can't see anything clear there. If you have other ideas that popped up in your head, I'm interested in what you think about that. Because remember, I'm not a dictator here. I'm just some guy, just like Daniel Kahneman is some guy, just like Donald Trump is some guy, right? I mean, that may have been a politically charged thing to say. I mean, I don't have any opinion on that, just like the typical INTP wouldn't have any opinion on that, right? I would also like to say that the human brain is very, very bad at seeing information that it doesn't have access to. It tends to just pretend it's not there. So there are all these factors that we don't know about. We don't know. There's more to being human probably than personality types, although they do tell you a lot. But always got to remind you and myself that there are complexities here. Just don't forget that. All right. And of course, I should say I'm still on hiatus, so I'm not checking comments right away, but I will check them at some point. Feel free to leave it. I will read it. Okay? See ya. Ciao. And all that jazz.